You wanna with me?
Yeah, sure.
Really?
Hey everybody, this is Perch. Here's a viewer that's frustrated with all of you, the commenters. No, I'm just kidding. Some of you. Uh, let's see what we got. It says, hey Perch, thanks for the show. Sometimes I agree with you. Most of the time I don't, but I still appreciate the listen and the effort that goes in to publishing all of these videos, which I still don't know why you do. Okay, that's a long sentence. I recently listened to your video about Peter David, and I do agree that it's a shame that he's not supported, and I feel like it's quite striking that somebody who, even as successful as Peter David, needs funding for medical bills. There's definitely something super screwed up there, and even though nobody wants to hear it, universal health care is the answer. Let me pause here for a second. So I've lived in some countries where they had universal health care. There's aspects of universal health care that are a good idea. Primarily, kind of some of the standardization and process optimization of general health care that allows it to be less freeform, and therefore you could have it be higher quality. There is when you have things operating the same, there is a benefit that can be obtained. However, universal health care, just as a concept, is not really the key answer. You've got to make it work properly. Most countries do not. If you live in countries that have universal health care, several of those countries like to bitch that the U.S. is all screwed up in favor of their system. But, if you were in Canada during the COVID adventure, you did not think that the healthcare system was amazing. Let's just put it that way. And there's lots and lots of people who live in Vancouver who take trips down to the U.S. to get several of their healthcare needs done because it's so screwed up there. Now, Canada's universal healthcare is different from other blah blah blah. There's lots of nuance here. The key is you can't just say universal healthcare is the answer. It's not. It's not. There's a lot more into it than that, and it can definitely be implemented very, very badly, as many countries have experienced and do experience. The problem is deeper than that. Now the American healthcare system absolutely fucked up. As somebody who recently experienced a horrific thing that several of you on the show, got to witness with me. I'm not going to stand here and defend the American system. It sucks. It 100% sucks. But if you're going to change that system, change it to something better, not something different. So for what it's worth. Anyway, back to the mail. What disappointed me, beyond Peter David not having enough money to afford his bills, was the reaction several people gave in your video. Several people decided to take the opportunity to tell the rest of us not to buy comics, and in particular, not to buy Marvel and DC, seemingly blaming you and us, and us, for the fact that we buy Marvel comics, therefore we're responsible for Peter David's bad health. I hate these people and these bad actors. You see them on Reddit, you see it on Twitter, and you see it all over YouTube. These are people who have their own cult going, demanding that you not buy comics because they don't like them. Whatever happened to freedom of choice? I can just read what I like. Why do I have to prescribe to this cultish nonsense that I can't read a Marvel and DC comic because then I'm supporting some kind of broken system? That just makes me angry, and frankly, the people who say this are jealous little, I'm going to say pricks. I don't usually drop the C word on that. Anyway, jealous little pricks who cannot handle the fact that people may like something that they don't. By the way, put me in the camp of arguing that Mumbles definitely needs to be booted from the comments. Guys, it definitely needs to be booted from the comment section. I found it incredibly low class that even in a video talking about Peter David's health, he still decides to come in and do one of his stupid jokes against you. What the fuck is wrong with that guy? Okay. All right, we're going to wrap this thing up here. Guys, All right. Whatever. I mean, I don't know what to do about Mumbles. It Mumbles is doing a bit. Or not. I don't. I guess I don't really care. I still don't really care. Anyway, but this is a growing. This is a growing group. Let's just say. Uh, I don't know. Was I disappointed to see Mumbles comment on the Peter David video? I would be disappointed if I saw it. Did he? I generally Mumbles when there's a more serious topic doesn't throw roasts into there. If he did, I wish he wouldn't. But oh well, that's whatever. I'm not going to start censoring stuff now. Why now? Anyway, but we'll finish up this mail. Love to hear your opinion on this topic, but I really do not understand why people are so insistent that they have to read what you read. Read what you read. I think you meant to say read what they read, and follow their own choices. Okay, fair enough. Look, I mean, people could say whatever they want. It's kind of like Mumbles. You could say whatever you want. You don't have to do it. I'm going to throw this out there, and this may seem like I don't know, you may be disappointed by my answer here. But at the end of the day, you're still free to read whatever you want. You are free to ignore people online who tell you, you can't read Marvel because Marvel is too woke, and if you read Marvel, you're perpetuating the patriarchy, or you're perpetuating the woke, or whatever it happens to be. This is a stupid argument that people make. It has been, it always will be. The idea of you can't read what you want to read because if you do, you're supporting something else. No, you can do whatever you want. As it turns out, you can do whatever the fuck you want. And these are people who are trying to control you. And they're trying to control you in the most, pathetic way possible. They're trying to basically just, say you'll read what I tell you to read. You do not have to pay attention to them, and you shouldn't. It's nobody's business what you read. It's nobody's business what comics you go for or don't go for. It's your business and your business alone. So I mean, if you see somebody in the comments, and yes, I've seen those comments. People are like, Perch, you're the problem until you stop buying Marvel. No, I'm not. No. Sorry, no. I'm going to continue to read what I want to read. And, I'll like it or I don't like it. But don't tell me that doing something is, don't tell me I can't do something. Don't tell me if you read the comics, you're enabling Hitler. Don't tell me that if I make a video, I'm, a fascist. Don't tell me that if at some point I mention the word your boy Zach, that I am part of a hate group. Okay, don't tell me that, because look, you're welcome to make whatever demands you want. I'm welcome to ignore the fuck out of you as much as I want, and I do. I don't care. I flat don't care. I'm not in a position where I have to care. And quite frankly, I think it's time to pop the bubble of a lot of people inside of comics that are terrified. There are creators who have come up to me, and I don't know why I fit in this weird little zone where there's a couple people who dislike me. I know Vita dislikes me. I know a handful of other people inside of comics. I know Ryan North dislikes me. I know Tom King dislikes me. But by and large, the comics community, including the creators, have settled on the fact that I say things that are generally helpful. I seem to want comics to succeed and grow, which is true. And even though I say uncomfortable positions, by and large, I'm one of the safe ones, whatever the fuck that means. That's generally where people have landed on me. And cool, fine. I definitely have opinions. I'm definitely tolerant of other people's opinions, because you would be a fool not to be. And the only people who get really, really hung up on this are people who want to control you. Like the person who says, if you read Marvel or DC, you're a villain. Or if you listen to, Zach, you're a villain. These people are fools, and they deserve each other, and a lot of them are exactly the same. Their motives are very simple. I want to control you. I want to be in charge of what you like and don't like. That is the heart of their motive. Now, fortunately, you can ignore that. And comic creators and professionals, it's time to stop worrying what a Tess Fowler or a Heidi McDonald or somebody or a Rich Johnston or some dumbass is going to do in the background against you. It's time to stop worrying about that. Why are you handing over control to those people? Yes, they might start an email campaign. There might be a whisper network, all this kind of stuff. People can try. How about you just ignore it? How about you just say, you know what? No, I'm going to make you look like the crazy one. If you're going to go and try and cancel me for saying I watched a video once upon a time. I mean, look, I watched a comic creator say, I'm against piracy. I think piracy hurts the chances for comics to succeed. That was the post. The comic creators went off on this person. Just, how dare you? That's an elitist, rich way of thinking. All the rest, like to the point that the writer had to delete the tweet. It was like, you know what, I have everybody's calling me a fascist, white supremacist who's has no patience or understanding of poverty. I mean, just gross shit. That's where it got to. It's time to just say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and say my opinion, and you sound like a crazy person for arguing it. So fuck off. But just full stop. But just go screw yourself. I'm not going to put up with. I'm not going to participate anymore in pretending that your craziness is acceptable, because I'm worried that others may think I'm a bad guy. Take the chance. It takes some bravery. It's hard to do, but it's time to take the chance. It's time to say, you know what, maybe I'm going to be labeled a lot of awful things, but if I just, stand by what I say, I'm not going to, let other people craft whatever narrative they want. But you know what? It's not worth forever capitulating to somebody who I'm not. Because that is all you're doing. Whether you're handing your control over to the right wing or the left wing, you are in effect handing control of your life over to someone else. And I understand this is way easier said than done. And I understand for several people, they need to get that work from Marvel and they want to go do that. And then there's some editors that are tied up in this, and those editors are not going to hire them if they, if they're part of quote unquote the bad crowd. And keep in mind, by say whatever you want, just be yourself, you still need to be a polite, decent human being. And several of these extremes are not that. If you are somebody who decides to, basically accuse a cover artist of being a hateful racist, while they're trying to, bury their dog, you're a prick. You're absolutely an asshole in that regard, and nobody should be lining up on your side for that. Conversely, if you go on YouTube and you roast comics and you call people names and you do all that stuff, you are being an asshole. Now, you're welcome to do it, but understand there's a big difference between saying, you know what, I don't think this comic is a quality. I don't think that the comic is a good comic, and I don't care the demographics behind the person that wrote it. It's just not a good representation of the character. It's just not. That's a fair statement. Now, if you want to go into a bunch of, name calling about the person's, personal life, all right, that's a different thing. But we all know this. You learned this in kindergarten. That's the big joke about all this. We all learned this when we were young. I mean, hopefully, I don't know what they teach kids anymore, but I try to teach my kids that. Like, look, try not to be an asshole. Every now and then, you may be an asshole. When you are, you may get clapped back on you if you are, and that's a fuck around and find out moment. So, if you feel real strongly about being an asshole in this particular moment, okay, more power to you, but understand that you do not get the right of being shielded from that. But most importantly, be yourself. Don't let somebody tell you who you are. Don't let somebody kind of basically inform you of what you believe. Don't hand over your control. Don't hand over your power. Anyway, look, read what you want to read. I think the don't read the comics because you're helping Marvel, and until this is a dumb person who has an agenda of, I want to hurt Marvel, and I've come to the realization that my wallet alone doesn't mean shit to this whole process, so I'm going to whine and try and bully other people into not reading things so I get what I want, which is, hurting another company. Because why not? Because for whatever reason, I'm not comfortable enough in my own life to just not buy the comic and ignore it. Not support people I like. I need to actually try and encourage I need to try and control other people to do things through a variety of kind of hacky insults and vague threats, and it's all stupid. Just buy what you want. You don't have to listen to this shit. Thanks for listening. And yeah, actually, and when I say you don't have to listen to this shit, that's a great ending tagline for this show. You don't have to listen to this shit because it's shit most of the time. Thanks for listening.